What's that?
It actively follows you.
What?
Well, you can't see the screen, but
It's very.
you would have a screen around where you can see yourself.
Very clever.
Yeah. So I can
And it
do
will
it.
follow me all the way around.
It can't. It can only go so far, but yeah.
It's pretty good. It's scary.
See how good this would be, like when you're doing a class.
Yeah, yeah. Do you remember? It was only a few years ago. You used to have your big iPad.
Oh, I know. That was quite a few.
Like this, Richard, come in this eye.
You're going to do a proper class, correct?
Yeah, it's whatever these guys want. I'm here for you. I'm here to help. I can take you.
He's done a proper class. Does he not do a proper class?
No. He's getting lazy.
11 years in.
He can do a proper class anymore.
No, we're going to do Curl Wow, which I was getting out. I was just stopping and chatting to you guys, which is going to be really good. So we'll do that first, and then we can, if you want to do like another model, like I said, we can work on another model and kind of go through all the products and everything. But Curl Wow is a great place to start. Because are you guys like uber confident if you have like a curly customer come in or someone really curly, or are you a little bit like, oh, don't come to me?
I mean, yeah, they don't really bother us.
No.
But...
Yeah, cool. That's great. Do you carry Curl Wow here? Yeah, you have got some of the Curl Wow. Okay, perfect. So let's go through it all. So I'm sure, I don't know where, did Rich just leave? Got you, Stanley. Yeah, so come and take a seat. Beautiful hair.
Thank you. I've straightened it for a long time now.
That's why I think the ends, they're going a little
not
straight.
chemically, but like just
Just blowing it out a lot.
Just blowing it out because I had a terrible Karen haircut and I've been growing it out. So.
Oh no. Okay, good. All right, yeah. Well, we'll get you set. Rich, I don't know if you wanted to get any before shots. That's what I was coming back in. But the camera is following me. It just feels like my dog I just rescued recently. It won't leave my side. I'm leaving it all to you. Oh God, yours is going to be very YouTube.
Okay.
That's the highest quality you can get. Well, not the highest, but pretty much all you need.
5G?
Well, no, that's 5G is your self-service. This is 4K. It means that it's the resolution of your.
You need to get some Dream Filter in your life.
Yeah, that's the.
Oh, yeah.
Dream Filter is incredible. Like my wife swears by that. We have horrible water as well where we live.
Yeah.
It's like a nightmare.
It's terrible.
All right, come on, let's go through. Get your hair washed. All basins good now? Okay, great. Grab a seat.
Don't flood the place now.
Yeah, all right. It's all right. Well, at least I know what to do if it does.
I've seen your shampoos.
Should I be afraid?
No, I'm
Am I
good.
gonna get flooded?
No. So the whole thing is with the pre-shampoo, the Snag free, you really only need to use that when the hair is really like matting up. Some people's hair mats up like really bad in the basin, and if that's the case, and that would be the case for teasy lights. You know, if you do teasy lights and they get real like matted up, or yeah, exactly. That is an ideal time to use Snag free, because what you do, you rinse out the bleach, and then so right now this hair is not like super tangly. I can just almost like run my hands through it. But if I was going to use Snag free, that's exactly what I do. I would take this. You don't have to use a crazy amount depending on how bad the hair is and what it's done now, but literally that is breaking through all of those tangles like instantly. So that does a few things. It helps eliminate breakage, because then when I start washing the hair, that hair isn't all matted together and it's like ripping it and tearing it. And then also it allows to get a much better shampoo, because you can actually get in there like with your shampoo. So you just run it through, use more or less depending on how long the hair is, and it kind of just is a great preparation. And then I just give it like a light rinse, because I just want to kind of re-wet the hair down ready for like shampooing. And how do you guys love the Color Wow shampoo?
We're obsessed.
I'm obsessed too, right?
Obsessed.
It's the best because I was probably going on and on about it when I was here before.
So yes, so I wasn't here before for that one because my husband had just come home from sea.
Right,
That's
yes,
the third whole day out.
yes.
And so I was out, and so I missed it. But as soon as I got back, like they bombarded me at the door, and they were like, "Here, we have to bring it in. We have to."
Yeah.
Can y'all let me breathe for a minute?
Yeah, go team. Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, no, I use it every day. Well,
Yeah.
not every day, but I use it
Yeah,
every wash.
right.
I've got my mom hooked on it.
Yeah.
I've got like the whole family.
Yeah, no, my wife like swears by it. Like it's one of her best-selling SKUs, like in her little salon. You know.
Carb cocktail on back order.
Well, we were just talking about it. If you hadn't been nattering in the corner over there.
I was dealing with mine.
Wow, sorry. We're trying to have a proper class without interruption. Over here.
And what is the answer?
Carb cocktail. We weren't. We were actually talking about shampoo, my favorite subject. But carb cocktail is sold out everywhere because we just made a couple of videos. And actually, I made one of them with this girl, and it blew up like crazy, millions of views. And that's what happens. Like it just starts selling out like everywhere. So, but it'll come back in stock soon. But yeah, if you suddenly see something go out of stock, like extra large carb cocktails, style on steroids, 1 minute, it's because there's suddenly some really viral videos have just started popping. But it's good on the flip side because, again, I keep referencing my wife just because she's a Georgia hairdresser. But she said to me the other day, she's like, gee, she said, what is going on with carb cocktail? You know, because she's sorry, apologize for my southern accent. Because she's like, she's really country.
She says G because she can't pronounce Giles.
Giles. It comes out as Giles. Giles.
Is it Giles?
Or wait,
Giles.
you need to say black shear.
Blackshear.
You're gonna have to work on your accent.
I'm from Blackshear, Georgia.
When he came in last time and
Doesn't
said that, I about fell out.
He's a wannabe redneck.
I
So he
love
drives a
it.
pickup. He's got chickens. And
Do you really drive a pickup?
Yeah.
Yes,
really does.
yes, ma'am.
Do you own boots?
Yes, I actually wear Georgia boots,
Do
Okay.
you?
and I've actually destroyed them. I've ripped holes in the bottom.
Proud.
hmm
Okay, maybe you are turning into a little Georgia.
I'm doing good.
How did you and your wife meet?
At a hair show in New Orleans.
New Orleans, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Behind the chair.
Did you like her accent or did she like yours?
It was a mixture of both.
Okay.
Sure.
let me ask you this. Were you throwing bees up to her?
Bees?
Beads.
Beads.
You know, the beads.
The Mardi Gras
The-
beads.
What
Do
are
you not
they?
know
What
the
are
running
Mardi
joke?
Gras?
No,
No.
no,
I didn't know what connected
You'll
you
get
two.
flashed.
no. It was the
Yeah,
accents.
so in New Orleans, you know, women normally have to flash something to get beads.
Mhm.
You didn't know that?
No. I'm going back. I'm going back to New Orleans.
Yeah.
Alison, we're going back to where it all began.
So did you see all the beads hanging places?
No, I don't remember this.
You must not have been near.
I was working. I was at a hair show. We don't get to wander around, see stuff.
It probably wasn't around Mardi Gras. I think you're busy down there.
Yeah, right. No, it's that's how we met. The two accents collided. Yeah, it is funny. What's that? Yeah, right. Yeah, we're going to do 3 today. That's the key thing when you are using this shampoo. It is genius. Like, honestly, our boss, Gail, because I don't know if you know about Color Wow, whereas it's still like a family-owned business. Female-owned, female-founded, female-run, which is awesome. And I found her when we're out there, because I was actually talking to her the other day, and I've worked with Wow for like over 11 years. And, you know, from day one, I've been obsessed with this shampoo, and I keep going on and on about it. And right back in the beginning, people were not ready. They were like, we're not ready for one shampoo. We still like our 18 shampoos, you know, at the back bar. And we've talked about it for years and years and years. And Gail, she calls us like the Wow evangelists, the shampoo evangelists, like out there, like telling people. But actually, the shampoo now is one of our biggest selling SKUs and one of the SKUs that has the biggest growth across the whole company. And she said she truly believes. She said, we already knew it was great. That's why we never line extend it. Mm-hmm. But she said now finally, you know, it's really she said all the work you've done over the years, like talking about it.
I think it's surpassed Dreamcoat for me.
Right, sales.
Sell more shampoo
Yeah, say to Allison, yeah.
anything we
Yeah,
sell.
yeah. More shampoo than anything. It's really amazing. Finally, you know, because it's amazing what a difference it makes if you can just clean the hair. And look how gorgeous like your hair looks. It's not greasy. It looks bright, like nicely finished.
Don't look at mine.
I haven't washed mine.
I
It's
literally watched it.
Watch that. Okay, good. Well, maybe you can be the next model.
Yeah.
We'll give you some Georgia volume.
It's nice.
About the shampoo because Karen and I have noticed, like, since we've been using Color Wow on ourselves,
Mhm.
like, I think both of us have ran out and we use whatever we have at the house. Our hair got greasier faster.
When you use the other shampoo,
Yes.
yeah.
After using Color
Wow. Well, it's because you're not used to it anymore. Because shampoo, honestly, I travel all over the world and I do classes, education. I wash a lot of people's hair. Greasy hair is by far the biggest issue that people experience, and hairstylists as well, not just consumers. And it really is because of the shampoo that they're washing their hair in. Shampoos, general shampoos will leave your hair really built up with a like a very greasy like film to them, and therefore once you start using Wow, you get used to the fact your hair doesn't get greasy quickly. And then as soon as you use something else, you're suddenly like, it's very apparent. What you were used to in the past have been like, oh, okay, it's okay. But now you're like, oh, shoot, this is horrible. Like, and you notice it immediately. And that's...
I want to say I ran out of Wow shampoo and used, I think, the Punisher shampoo.
Right, yeah, of course, that will be heavy.
And I want to say, like, 3 days later, I'm like, my hair is disgusting.
Yeah.
I have to wash it. And I'm used to going 7 or 8 days before I have to wash
Right, yeah.
So I was like, this is gross.
Mhm.
Like, what is
Yeah.
gross?
No, I have noticed, like, if I don't dry my hair after I wash it, which I did not 3 days ago when I washed it, that's why it looks like it does now, but anyways, it goes flatter faster.
Right.
Like, I mean, but I have a lot of natural body. I don't
Right.
use extra large or any of that.
Right.
I just don't need to
Mm-hmm.
because I would literally be like Dolly Parton over here. Like, legit.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Hey, I
Yeah.
love Dolly, don't get me wrong.
She's in. She's cool.
But, yeah, so, like, I watched it Tuesday. And, like, I'll probably wash again tonight or tomorrow.
Right.
Just because it's like, flat. It feels, like, dull. Even though it's probably not.
Oh, your hair feels dull with the shampoo.
Like, if I don't dry it.
Right.
If I do dry it, it's fine. But if I don't dry it, yes. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that would be.
Kale and Voluminous.
That's
and
right.
Every whatever.
It
The,
says that kale has to have to so it's an activate.
Yeah, kale is better to blow dry in.
that might be why.
Kale will weigh your hair down.
That might be why.
And only a tiny bit of kale.
Yeah, no, like, I do like one pump.
Yeah, good. Yeah, max. I really don't use a lot of kale.
I tell you what, I ran into a customer yesterday that you did a class for. I don't know if you remember Stephen. Used to be Anthony.
Was it a proper class I did? I can't remember. How long ago was it?
Class, yeah. And that's why he was showing. He said, look at this, Rich. He was blow drying this girl's hair, jet black hair. He only used kale cocktail, nothing else. The hair was silky shiny. I mean, you would think he was using like coconut or something, but he was getting great results just from kale. And I'm like, I've never seen that before.
Yeah, kale is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but exactly. And you can use kale coconut, kale carb, depending on what you want to get. So if you want volume, you'd use kale, then carbs. Or if you want sleek hair, you'd use kale and then coconut. I always put the kale just on the ends where it's needed.
Well, like, I do it on my little ends right here.
And how much do you use? Like how much?
Like, literally a pump.
Okay,
like,
yeah, you don't need a lot.
And then, like, I rub it in and then, like.
Yeah. Just put it where it's needed.
I know whenever I'm getting ready to straighten my hair, I've been like, more is better. It's,
The kale, definitely for your ends, you do need kale.
Okay.
I think with Dreamcoat, more is better.
Yes.
Most everything in the line.
More is better.
More-
Apart from
because-
kale. That's about the only one I don't put a lot of
Because of
on.
the way it's developed. You know, remember years ago, these companies would say,
Are you talking about
and it was a benefit.
Cocktail, yeah.
Is a little bit goes a long way, you know. But, you know, they were using resins and all kinds of things that were, you know, stiff and crunchy.
Mhm.
So you didn't need a lot. But because of the technology and the way the wow works, it leaves the hair feeling like there's nothing there, but it gives you, you know, whatever result you're looking for. But you got to use a lot of the product. And that's where a lot of people, like especially with extra large, are afraid to use it because they feel.
Oh,
that
you
thickness.
got to go to town with extra large.
I
Like
just
you
was talking to
got
somebody
to
the other day.
foam, like the hair's got to feel foamy.
Gotcha.
Like really foamy. We'll show you, maybe because you say your hair is ready to wash, maybe we'll do volume in your hair.
I've been using the kale cocktail since you came,
Yeah.
and I've noticed a huge difference.
Yeah, your hair is so much longer.
Yes, and it feels
That's what you're
thicker
talking
at
about.
the root and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I want to say right before you came, we found out that I have a vitamin D deficiency.
Right.
So that caused a lot of breakage and hair loss.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was pulling my hair up a lot. And so it definitely feels a lot thicker and everything. I do notice.
Are you on the youth juice?
No.
Oh
It's
my
just-
God, you've got to do youth juice for your hair.
Just kill cocktail.
Like seriously, but add that into your mix.
It's so much more. I'm actually getting used to for my mom for Christmas.
Yeah, do it on your own hair.
And it's not about just hair loss. It's about your hair being healthy.
It puts, like literally, you got to think of it like, it's a weird way to put it, but you know, like on your garden, you put like manure on your garden because it creates like the best conditions to grow plants. It's exactly the same thing on your scalp. Your scalp sheds 6 times more collagen than your face, right? So a 20-year-old scalp could be 100 years old, right? And the lack of collagen in your scalp loses elasticity, which means you don't hang on to your hair strands as well anymore because you lost that elasticity, that ball that hugs onto your hair. But also, it can shrink down the size of your follicle that makes your hair thinner and weaker as you get older. So that's a thing. So youth juice can not only be like a preventative, you know, if for young people as well, which a lot of people use it. It's really, if you are struggling with like thinning, there's so much stuff in there that replenishes your collagen and activates your own collagen. And it's like making your scalp young again, you know?
My kid started using it, and she noticed a difference within, I think she said about 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, you will, about 2 or 3 weeks.
Right on her side, she had thinner spots, and so she did a process on because she didn't change like how to style her hair and cut her hair so you couldn't see it. And she noticed like hair growth.
And most of my clients that are using it, and your clients that are using it, it is this area, including my wife. She has the same problem, and she actually went from doing 1 dropper full. And make sure they're using enough because some people misread that to like 1 to 3 drops. It's dropper fulls. So you may not be using enough.
Because Miss Harry, she
Yeah, it might be the same with you as well. You need to use a bit more to get yours
I
free.
need to
Yeah.
up it to 3.
She
I was
said
being
she
stingy.
just does a few drops like on her hair.
Yeah.
Like where
Yeah.
she said she doesn't use a whole dropper.
But
Just a few
but
drops, and she's noticed.
but if you say she's struggling in these 2 areas, as long as she's dropping it right there.
Yes.
Like I don't drop it on my sides. My sides are like thick enough. I just put it like right through here because that's where I need it.
Don't forget.
Curl, wow, this is gonna be good. So the first thing I do when I'm styling curly hair is have a water spray.
Okay.
Like always, like loaded up and ready. Because the key thing is that you've got to have that hair soaking wet. Because what you're trying to do, you're trying to capture the beautiful like bundles in the hair. And as soon as you start like towel drying, that's what fluffs up the hair. So it's really important we try and keep it kind of as locked down as possible. So I always like make sure I got my water spray. And so traditionally, curl products would be made either with a gel base that would like glue the hair in place, or they'd be made with like a very heavy silicone base that would leave your hair feeling oily and sticky. And for yourself, you might just be like, neither of those are attractive to me. I'm just going to blow my hair out. But the difference with Curl Wow was, you know, we were talking about Gail and her obsession with, you know, changing the norm. So instead of making a curl product that was based heavily on like a silicone or like a gel consistency, we made it really all about delivering a lot of moisture into your hair. So the technology, it's called Profaxil 18, and quite simply what it does is it delivers a ton of moisture, like deep into the hair. And that's already started with the Cocoa Motion conditioner. That's why already the hair looks quite moisturized. And especially with your hair, considering those ends where you've blown them out so much, they're really struggling with, you know, to curl and bounce back. So as much moisture as we can get into the hair, the better in this situation, okay? So I'll just kind of start at the back, like working my way kind of through the hair. If you want to get any shots, you can. Yeah, carry on.
The curl stuff that I've noticed too, even in the lotions, you know, just feel like icky.
Yeah, they feel like horrible in your hair.
That, or I've got so much hair that it's too light, so it ends up being huge.
That's what I think. So I'm just going to show Rich what I'm using. There you go. I like working with Rich, it's fun. Then we just want to like take sections and really work the flowetry through first, section by section. The thing you don't want to be scared of here is using a lot of product, you know, because some people are scared of product, especially curl product and stuff like that, because they're like, oh, it's going to make my hair heavy, it's going to make my hair greasy, whereas this won't. You can really, and I'm not just running it through, I'm pressing it like into the hair to really like work it into the hair. And then you can kind of like have a look. I took quite a big section here actually, but you can kind of have a look, and sometimes hair just starts to bounce back like naturally. But if you do want to kind of give it a bit more of refinement, I can take my brush here, and you see, it's just going to help turn it into some little bundles. Now, the key thing is that I don't, like I always say, like when you're doing curly hair, you're in what we call like a fluff-free zone. So I'm not fluffing up the hair. So I'm not going in and thinking, oh my God, this doesn't look curly yet. I must make it look curly. Don't worry about it. Because if your hair is curly, it's going to come back to being curly. So I can just kind of like let it do its thing. And as soon as we start to kind of diffuse later, that's going to just bounce right back. That's it, exactly. So we're just going to kind of go easy with it.
I can appreciate so much that you're using like a good amount of product. Anytime that anybody's ever done my hair curly, they'll just like barely put like 1 or 2 pumps on, and then they're like, okay, and they'll leave out of there like.
Yeah, and it's, well, that's probably because they don't know what they're doing, or they're not confident, or they're not convinced by the curl product.
Well, this was
which is
ago.
Yeah.
For years I've had them blow my hair out.
Right.
It's completely different.
I think that's sometimes what a lot of people have kind of reverted to, you know, over time.
Yeah, because whenever I do my own curly hair, like I'm putting like the product,
Yeah,
like, layering it.
Do any of you guys want to come and do a section? Or you just chill? Yeah, cool, awesome, I love that.
I might have to do this whole thing in just a little bit.
Oh, really? Oh, a customer coming in? Yeah. Oh, good.
She, either her hair doesn't take perms, or her... Oh, is it? Yeah. Yeah, we talked about, Becky was saying, let's wash her with the curl stuff first and see if we can get... Well, she's using Pantene Repair after a perm. Also,
It's just coating her hair, right?
She straightened her hair yesterday for something, and I'm just like worried, like she hasn't... I told her to let it sit for at least 48 hours in her hair, just because her hair was so straight when she came in, but I don't know.
So you just permed it?
Yeah, last Friday.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, you wet it down. Okay. So what we're going to do, just make sure that we keep the hair that's all done underneath, just kind of keep that retained. So we're just going to be careful with that, but you can just kind of wet it right down every section. Don't be scared to get a load of water on there. Perfect. I'll be your assistant.
Be your assistant.
I will
Just
help.
work with us for a day.
I love it. I mean, this is so fun here. It's so like chill.
We have another class after us.
Whatever Rich wants to, where he wants to take me. I think we're just going to visit some salons. Yeah, perfect. And that's it. And you can really
We'll
kind
be
of.
your favorite, don't worry.
Oh, I loved it. I was pumped to come here because I was like, oh, it was fun last time. That's great.
Yeah.
Awesome. So go for the next one. And then it'll come
Starts
back
to kind of,
because
well,
what
you
it's,
can see under here how these are looking.
they're forming nicely. Because what it's doing something, when you brush it like that, it's doing something called ribboning.
Okay.
Whereas you're pressing the hair flat into almost like ribbons.
Ribbons, yeah.
And then they will always turn into
What
curls.
it's kind of like? You know how, has your grandma ever taught you how to make a really pretty ribbon with the scissors and you run the scissors down it? We're just running the brush down it.
My granny didn't. Daughter, my granny.
Remember, he's from
Oh, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, yes. I was so focused on granny that I was.
Like you pull in the ribbon.
Yeah. That's exactly it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am going to use that now. I'm stealing that little idea. There we go.
You're gonna say it like us then.
Yeah, granny. Granny. As my wife said, she said, you would have loved my granny. Melba. What's that?
Melba, that's a very sad.
I know her granny, her mum, and her name is Melba as well. Her real name.
Oh,
Her
cool.
real name.
We call her Allison.
Oh,
Is that her middle name?
Melba Allison.
Yeah.
Yes, you see? This is great.
I feel like now that I just did that, I think I was a little scared with product using
Yeah.
other clients.
Yeah.
Okay, so if somebody's not super curly, do they do that step or not? Do they use?
Yeah, absolutely. You can do it depending on how thick the hair is.
Okay.
Because if the hair's really thick, you're going to want to get all that moisture in there. Okay? But if the hair's not that thick, then you're just going to use maybe Shook, which is this one, or you're going to use Dreamcoat Curly, kind of depending.
Okay.
Dreamcoat Curly. So Dreamcoat Curly is your lightest weight curl styler. Okay? So that's for a really easy wave. Someone whose hair is actually quite lightweight and they just don't really want to style it, but you know, they don't quite know what to put on it. A curl product is just way too heavy for them. That's Dreamcoat Curly. And honestly, once you get the right clients turned on to that, it's always, you know, always. They're gonna, because there's not another curl product like it, especially one that is so lightweight that gives like so much definition.
so like if I was to have a Brazilian blowout, you know how like, and it's not like super straight, and I just want to wear it like wavy.
Yeah.
Is that? Would that be
Yes,
what I would-
exactly. Dreamcoat Curly. But then for your hair is a little drier because of the color and stuff you've got going on. So I would probably recommend Shook for you.
Okay.
Shook's the next one in line. That's the one. Right now we're going to use Floetry and Shook on your hair because, you know, we can, and that's what we kind of should do here.
My hair, I haven't had to put like a lot of color on it until recently. Whenever I moved down here, not.
Oh, where'd you move from?
From North Carolina.
All right.
I really didn't find somebody good to do my hair, and then that's my color up. So I almost Friday I'm trying to fix it myself.
Oh, goodness gracious. Look, I'm sure you're in
Thank
safe
you.
hands now.
Yes, Karen.
That's right. Yeah, no, the color is gorgeous. Considering how bad the water is here, it's really bright. Like it's really a crisp blonde. The Dream Filter or
Yeah.
With the Dreamcoat Curly,
Yeah.
and if you use like the regular Dreamcoat,
Mhm.
somebody wants to blow out their hair out with it, would it?
No, never blow dry your hair out with Dreamcoat Curly. And it is a little bit of confusion out there with people, definitely. People think, oh, Dreamcoat Curly, I'll just blow dry my curly hair straight with Dreamcoat Curly, and it's not. You've got Dreamcoat Original, which is for all of you guys pretty much. You'd be Dreamcoat Original. Extra Strength Dreamcoat I'd probably use on your hair just because of the nature of like it's a little bit drier, it's a little coarser. So I'm going to just kind of like level you up with the Extra Strength. But then Extra Strength is for anyone through to very coily hair. You know, that's when you do that. And then Dreamcoat Curly is only to wear your hair naturally air dried. You would never blow dry with it. But it's a really good question because people do get very confused by that. Right, you would have blown your hair out with it. Yeah. Interesting, that's good. Right, exactly. So it's Dreamcoat for curly hair, but it's just so lightweight. So again, you could use Dreamcoat Curly in your hair. It would be okay. It would be just like, oh, the weekend, just want to do something really easy, quick, spritz it in. But if you were really taking your time, you'd do it a little bit more. Another product we could have used today in your hair that I'd probably naturally would have done would be Money Mist as well. Like I'm like obsessed with Money Mist. Yeah, Money Mist is crazy. I'm so pleased. I remember the first time I tested that formula and I was just like, what? I did it on this blonde girl, really bleached out like dry, fluffy hair. I didn't put anything else on it, just Money Mist. And the hair was like flipping amazing. I remember I was next door to our boss's office. And I went in, I said, geez, Gail. I was like, what is this stuff? This is amazing. She's like, I know. So it's a really like magical product. And you can use Money Mist on everybody. Our whole thing with Money Mist is it doesn't matter what you're doing to your hair, it's only gonna make your hair better, okay? So if you're blow drying volume, it actually has like a plumping effect on your hair strands, which is like wild. But even if you're sleeking your hair, you can have sleek hair as well.
What would you recommend for curly hair to grow?
To grow?
You know how curly hair kind of comes out.
Yeah, absolutely. To grow, you want to do a few things. First of all, you've got to stop using hot tools. If you're using straightening irons, stuff like that, you really want to start limiting the amount of time you use them. I feel that, I don't know if you guys agree, that's probably the thing is the most damaging to hair. Bleach is bad, but we can control bleach and we can use kale and we can use youth juice, stuff like that. But once your client starts going home and starts frying those ends, no, bad news. So yeah, if you were ever using like hot tools, and just be careful if you are blowing your hair out a lot, your ends are weak. You know, that's been from your color and time and blowing out your hair a lot, but you're gonna really struggle getting your hair longer because your ends are just gonna continue to get weak. So you need like a good haircut on those ends, and then you need to really start wearing your hair natural as much as possible, okay? And you'd be very surprised at how
Clients don't realize that most of the time they don't need their curling iron or their flat iron cranked all the way up. So, you know.
Well, you shouldn't ever. Well, actually, yeah.
I've told everybody, you bake a cake at 350, we're not baking our hair.
Yes, thank you. Dr. Joe says anything over 380, you are melting the hair. So an iron should never go above that. So, and you literally are starting to change the fabric internally of your hair. You're right, you bake a cake at like 350. I didn't know that, but it sounds good, cool to say it. Bake a cake at 350. I didn't even know, like, what do you bake at like, but that's cool. Yeah, you're right. You don't want to fry your hair.
She was wanting to know why her hair was flaking, and I'm like, well, one, are you using any kind of heat protectant? And she's like, no. I'm like, well, that might be why. And then she was putting her flat iron at like 420 or something.
Yeah, just frying it.
Crank that down
Yeah.
a lot.
I mean, like, if you think about it, if you put a cake in the oven at 420 and you leave it for 20 minutes, it's gonna burn.
Right.
I mean, so like we're burning our
Yeah,
hair off.
bad.
Basically at that.
Exactly. So that's what I would do. And everything in Color Wow has heat protection built in. Apart from the shampoo and the Dream Filter, which wash off. So the conditioners have heat protection. The Money Mist, the mask, because Money Mask, oh my God, like I live for Money Mask. That's the shit. Excuse my language. Sorry, camera. It's all right. It's facing her now. It's gone off me. Anyway, so shook. You got to make sure you shake the shook. That's important. because what you're doing, you're blending the two technologies there. Because you've got an oil phase, which is more of that Profaxil 18, that technology that delivers deep into the core of the hair. And then you've got the, so you've got that oil phase, and then you've got like a water phase, which is more like polymers. They're going to start like helping the hair as well. So then we'll, okay. So I'm just going to kind of mist this through. I don't want to get too crazy. And then I'll get you to give your hair just a big flip upside down. Don't touch your hair when you do this, and leave it flipped over when you do it. Great, okay, perfect. Great. So now we're in a good place. We're gonna leave your hair there. So now you gotta listen for what we call like the squelch, okay? We gotta listen, like, okay? It's good. If it oozes through your fingers, that's absolutely fine. That means we used enough product. We've really got a lot in there because we really want to be moisturizing our hair as much as possible. So now we're just giving it like a little bit of like activation, which is good. And now we can just start diffusing, but keep your head there. Are you comfortable for a second? Okay, good. You notice I think with curly hair as well, you got to have complete control like over your customer, like really dictate like what they're doing, how they're doing it. I call this part now hair yoga. So it's when they're like moving their hair around a bit. And again, we got to have the confidence to do that, you know, because if the client is just sitting up, their hair is just gonna, it won't dry like nicely. So now we're just gonna kind of just gently. Just kind of diffuse the hair. So what is your hair like? Let your hair down, let's have a look. Do you want to do it? Do you guys want to see like the volume? We can do it like.
This is really dry too.
Yeah. Do you want to do it?
Like is?
Yeah. Yeah. So we could do like the whole treatment. I was just thinking while I was diffusing, one of you guys could maybe wash her hair. Would that work? I think that would be cool, but definitely the Dream filter. Yeah, I would do you have the filter? Okay, fantastical. Love it. Yeah, and then you might need 3 washes. You said it's like wash time now? Yeah.
So nothing special to kind of help it grow, just no heat.
Yeah, sorry, no heat, and definitely 100% youth juice and our shampoo.
Okay.
Best things you can do for hair growth.
Okay.
Yeah. Shampoo is imperative. What's that?
The youth juice won't make it thicker?
No, it'll just give you much healthier hair strands.
Okay. So I was like, we don't need more hair.
No, you'll be good. Just healthier hair.
Yeah, I thought it was good slow walking.
No, it won't.
I don't need it.
No, it's for people that are losing hair, like losing it from your follicles. It's going to help your follicles regenerate. Okay, so but if you're, but it's just going to make your new hair come out like a lot healthier.
I mean, if you don't have the hair, then it's supposed to help.
Yeah, it will regenerate hair. Yeah.
But if you already have a head full of healthy hair,
It's just going to keep it healthy. Yeah. Preventative. It's the way we would call that. Cool. Yeah, and then lean your head just to the side like that for me. You can lean it a little more like that. There you go.
I hadn't done this since being in Georgia, so like the frizz-free curl.
you ever had anybody pass out on you doing that?
No. Luckily not. But it's always the first time. Yeah. As long as you're filming. All right, flip it on the other side. Nice. Yeah, look at these curls. They're coming up nice. I hear you guys are using oligo as well now.
Oh, yes.
Awesome. Are you loving it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? It's funny because there's not many brands out there that I like really respect, but I do like oligo. I like the fact they're still a family-owned business, you know, that kind of thing, out of Canada. So, yeah, I was happy when Rich told me. I was like, good.
So what does your wife use?
Color Wow exclusively, of course. She has a few color lines, but I'm trying to get her onto Oligo.
Yeah. So basically,
I want her to do it.
Tell her to come down here and try it.
Yeah, oh, maybe she'll come for a class. Are you guys doing a class, or have you done your class already?
We haven't done a class.
Oh, if you do one, I'll tell her 100%. She would love that.
So,
Now he's like, oh shit, I got to do a class.
The bleach is the lightener is what sold me.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, like the black light. I am obsessed with.
So when you were just using it, you weren't going all the way to the scalp.
No, just gently. Yeah.
Okay.
Because she colored her hair with ion protect color from Sally, and it took way too dark. And I did not on her. It was such an even lift. I was shocked. But I got her to a level like 7. I think. I'm like, I was really expecting her to be doing it because just looking at it, the roots were gold and everything else was almost the same color as the face. I'm like, oh,
And then you're still just like hovering over.
Yeah, yeah, and just lean your head right to the side.
done, but it wasn't. So I was very surprised. And then Tony, I'm like, I'm probably gonna have like a class, and I did it. I used
You have no idea how excited I am just to know how to do curly hair.
Right, yeah.
yeah.
Before doing skincare, I thought about going to do hair just to teach people how to do curly hair.
Right. Yeah.
Because before I started straightening mine, I didn't straighten mine until I was in my 30s.
Right.
And I would always just let it curly.
Oh my God, it looks so good on you. Yes, you should. All right, give it a flip on the other side. Yeah, great.
really orange. She's like, no. And so her toner isn't fading as much as it was in the top. And I'm actually telling her with the Oleo color. What is it? 12.
Oh yeah.
Now with that, you gotta move real quick.
Yeah.
It will be good.
Yeah, so when you get a class up here, Rich, let me know.
And it's the same pants that I told you I like.
No, an oligo class. No, but I want her to. And she uses something you said. Do you sell a Loxy?
Yeah.
She uses some Loxy shades, you know, because you can't break her out of it. And then the odd thing.
You're right. I am Reagan certified. Like,
Yeah.
I'm Reagan certified. I've used Reagan for 12
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
But when I went on, I was obsessed with nobody's Reagan. All the long.
Well, that's it. Because but she's told me, she's like, get me to a class. So if I can get her to a class, it's on you, Rich.
I got to get her to a class so that Joe can get the benefit.
You've got enough. Well, no, I mean, Joe, there's only a few more years there anyway. So
You never know about Joe.
Jeez, unbelievable.
He'll be there when I'm gone.
He's like 80 or something, this guy. He's like insane. Joe Kaiser, yeah, her sales rep. Now you talk about country. He calls me up, he's like, now Giles, he's like, you tell me about that 1 minute transformation. He's like, I got this client down here in Statesboro. He said, I'm writing this salon now. Can you talk to her for a second? He's so funny. Can you get him a class here? I'm sure they deserve one, but it's looking great, right? I was saying we've left a little bit of moisture in it and that the whole thing is slow and steady wins the race when it comes to curly hair, okay? And this is gonna look its best probably in like about half an hour, something like that, you know, because it does need just a minute. Are you leaving or are you hanging out here for a bit?
I'll probably hang out for just a little bit.
No, it's fine. Either way is fine. I was just saying if you were working here, you go off and do your thing and it would look great. I mean, so we can just keep drying, but once you get to a point where your dryer starts blowing up the little bits, that's when I always kind of stop and just like let the hair do its own thing, okay? Because this is great, but what you'd want to do, you want to leave this now probably about half an hour, to let all that extra little bit of moisture leave out of the hair. And that is when you can like flip the head over and shake it up a little bit, if that makes sense. Okay? But this looks great. How does it feel for you?
Feels great.
Because it doesn't feel crunchy. You want to come and touch it? You can come and touch
It
it.
doesn't even look crunchy.
You'll still feel a tiny bit of moisture. That's normal because, like I said, I haven't fully dried it yet. But just looks very defined. Do you see how we got these ends like curling?
Yeah.
Like,
Where you came in, they
yeah,
were
cool,
straight.
right? So this is great. Like I was just saying, we've left a tiny bit of moisture in there because I don't want to over dry it right now because then it's just going to fluff. And that especially maybe it's the same with your perm client. You don't feel you have to just like go crazy. I do it on a low speed, a high heat, and I just very gently just rock the head from side to side, back and forth. And then once it's fully dry, that's when you can kind of get in and start giving it a little more. But I don't want to do that right now because it's still a little damp and it's just going to turn into a big fluff.
And then is that where you would like spray it with some hairspray?
I personally don't like to hairspray curls too much. You can do after it's done. Style on steroids is actually really good in the roots of curls because it gives it like some texture and some volume. But again, I do all that when it's fully dry. Don't stress it.
What would you do like day 2?
So refreshing Dreamcoat Curly. Perfect. So once you slept on it, it's got a little bent out of shape, maybe a little puffy in some areas. That's when I'm going to take that Dreamcoat Curly. I'm going to spritz it all in, just give it a little scrunch and go. I don't use water to refresh curly hair.
Okay.
Yep. Because water is refreshing, but it's just re-wetting the hair, and this is much better done with the Dreamcoat for curly hair.
Plus, you're just going to invite more frizz, right?
Yeah.
Refresh with money mist? Or
Yes. Yes. Yes, you can refresh with money mist. Good question. Yeah, absolutely.
My client, her daughter has like mixed hair, and
Right.
she usually sprays her with water and conditioner.
Right.
That's what I'm used to.
No, money mist definitely is a better situation than that. Yeah.
And
Cool.
then use a diffuser or no?
Yeah, you could diffuse or you could just scrunch and it'll bounce back.
Okay. That's already starting.
Yeah, I'm super happy. You see, it's going to do great things now in the next hour that I can't achieve with the diffuser because it's just going to start to fluff.
It looks really good.
Yeah, you like it? Yeah, it looks good. You have to wear your hair curly. It suits you like crazy as well.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah, isn't it amazing, her girls? Well, you said you have wavy, right?
Okay, yeah. So, and I showed them a while ago because
Is that all your own hair? You got thick
this is
hair.
all my own hair.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes, this is.
Yeah,
so, like,
great hair.
I did.
Amazing hair.
So, like, you can see the waves, like.
Right, yeah.
And so, like, all over is like that, but I don't ever wear it like that
You should.
because I don't know how.
You should do, try Dreamcoat Curly. You can grab a seat, you can switch. I would do extra large and Dreamcoat Curly. It's an amazing combination.
Okay, we're trying it.
A ton of extra large,
Today. We're gonna try it today.
ton of extra large, Dreamcoat Curly, soaking wet. It's really important that you don't towel dry your hair a lot. Because if you towel dry, you're going to fluff
so
it up.
Maybe that's where I'm going wrong because I do it with a twisty turvy.
Right.
like,
Yeah, I think you may be... I would just diffuse it. Yeah, I would squeeze. You can squeeze the moisture out. Then get that extra large all through, Dreamcoat Curly, and then just diffuse. Just diffuse, and you're going to watch it and see what it does. But then when it's diffused, that's when you can go in with an iron and do a little bit. Maybe you just go a little bit under, a little bit over, and you really encourage that wave that you've got rather than fighting against it. All right, so for your hair, Madame, what was your name? Sorry? Madison. 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 Miss Madison. All righty. So, always money mist on everybody.
Oh, shit, I broke your thing. Oh, what are you doing?
I'm turning it around because it keeps flipping around on my shirt. It's annoying.
I was trying not to edit this video. That's going to be a surprise.
Please, you can.
People up at least.
Yeah.
Make sure you do it just on that one spot.
Just wait till Madison passes out.
Yeah.
Passes out? Why?
I pass out really easily.
Do you really?
They didn't tell you?
What, just from blow drying? What is it?
Listening to you.
Is it the British accent?
Yeah, you just say.
Madison, it's time to relax. You will
What,
enjoy
have you
your...
seen anybody pass out ever?
Very rarely. It's not something I see a lot, no.
Have you ever seen someone have a seizure?
Thought you were going to say die then. No, I haven't actually. It's all of all things. Maybe I've seen someone have a seizure. I do spend a lot of time at airports, and I swear I must see things like
See
that.
a lot of things at the airport.
Yeah, I see a lot of
You
things.
see anything because half the time you're in your phone.
Yeah, I am. I just got my head down. I don't talk. I just get on with it. Just get on with. Get on
They
with
ask where
travel.
you're from, they might look at you.
Yeah, right. Hey, I'm from Black Sheep. You know it. Okay, kale, definitely on your ends.
Yeah.
Okay, because they're a little weaker. But again, just one pump. We don't need to go crazy, and we're just going to put it like where the breakage is.
We
Okay.
haven't put bleach on it since May.
Okay, good.
We've been being.
Very proud.
Shit, you should be, because I used to be one that's like.
Oh, really? All the time?
All the time, yeah.
So much better. It's great. Just to, it's for the
feels better.
integrity of your hair.
Hair cut off like the inch a few weeks ago.
Probably about two.
Two. It's grown. I feel like it's grown a little bit.
Good. And that's important. And that's when kale is like such a lifesaver for your clients. Because if they're coming in and getting their hair bleached and you're like, oh, I don't really want to bleach it, but I got to because it's a client, just send them home with kale. Definitely. So I'm doing carbs now. Carb cocktail. This is the one that was selling out. Yeah, it's got cornstarch, oat bran, and cellulose in it. You've got to think of it. It's a bit like you were saying, you're baking a cake. When you put that cake in at 350, as I now know, you actually, I'm not a baker, but you put the cake in at 350. It goes in flat, but then it goes to twice the size. That's what's happening on your hair with the carbs. You put them on the hair strands like this. Then when you blow dry, it actually plumps up the hair strands, which is really cool.
What does that have in it?
Cornstarch, oat bran, cellulose, and quinoa.
And remember the old technology way, they used to blow up the cuticle.
Mm-hmm.
The inside just blow that cuticle up, and that's why you usually have dry, dull-looking hair.
Mm-hmm.
Now you've got.
All right, and then extra large. So we're going to town. We're putting all the products on right now, so it's cool so you can see. But look, this is when we say about like using a lot of foam.
Oh.
Like you can really.
I would have never used
I've
this.
never
I've
used
never used
that
this
one.
like this.
Yeah,
You got to watch his videos because he's like squirting it on his models.
yeah, you got to go for it, and you can use this on dry. So when you retail this to a customer,
What would you do it, like, how would you do it on dry?
Dry. Yeah.
you just do exactly this and blow it in, and it gives you like instant volume. Yeah, check out the TikTok. I've shared the TikTok. There's a really good TikTok on there right now. A couple that I did on girls. That one that, yeah, one of them went like super viral.
You are using a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
And that's
He
where
just
most
went
people,
every-
anybody
and
that
then my
says they don't like it,
sides.
that's the reason why.
Yeah, don't be
That's
scared.
why
Don't
I've
be
never
scared.
used this much of it.
Alright.
Ever.
See, that's the benefit of a class. You see, you
So
can
if
see these
I'm
little
wi-
things.
If I'm going to wear my hair natural wavy, I should use that much too.
Oh yeah, you can go to town with it. Yeah, foam it all through your hair, but you're going to use it in a different way because you're not using it all up here. You're using it through your hair.
Alright, you're going to have to teach us that one.
Yeah.
And what's in the extra large that makes it?
It's polymers.
Okay.
It's polymers because traditionally a volumizing product is going to use an alcohol and a sticky, crunchy, like styling resin that literally will crack and break in your hair. And it makes your hair feel horrible, which is why a lot of people don't use them. But this is different because this is actually a polymer technology which gives you an artificial roughed up cuticle to your hair. So it gives the impression of your hair being like completely dried out, but yet you retain all of the moisture and all of the shine and everything in your hair. So this is the next step for volume. And again, it's a little different from what you'll do. But the next step for volume is we want to start building it up at the root. So I want to really start activating all of that extra large that I put in your hair. So you wanted to go Dolly Parton, right? Was that what you said? We don't want to get too crazy, but you can really start to build that volume. That's why I love these little vent brushes. They're great. So even before I rough dry anything else in your hair, like the ends, the mid-lengths, I'm going to build all of this volume in first, and then do the rest. I'm from Ascot. Ascot is very close. Yeah, it's a very nice area, Ascot. It's like a posh area. And then it's very close to Windsor.
Yeah.
So Windsor Castle.
Yeah.
So I used to, like on the weekends, I used to go on like a running route. And my running route from my house, I could run all the way into Windsor Great Park. And I could run all the way up to what's called the Long Walk, which is the long stretch that leads up to Windsor Castle. So my running route would literally take me and I could see the castle. And
You still have a house
no, I sold it a few years ago. I remember it was funny, we were doing the, when we were launching a product, a bunny mask.
Yeah.
And, you know, because Chris Appleton's name on it, he was sending it out to all the celebs.
Oh, cool.
And then we were writing the cards from Chris Appleton. So I was like, I want to do Kendall's, and who else did I do? Ariana. I was like, I'll write their cards. So I'm like, hi Ariana, we hope you like my money mask, love Chris Appleton. I was like, I'll do Kendall and Ari. Funny. Looks nice, right? Girl. Do you see when I'm blow drying? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you go get some.
Hair like that?
When Kara does it.
I put a lot of emphasis.
I'm the only one that will blow out here.
Yeah.
Like,
Huh?
go,
That was way longer blowout than I was expecting. There's a lot of hair. And it doesn't dry quick. Just stays wet.
Imagine mine. Mine's the same.
I'm leaving that to someone else this afternoon. I'm tapping out. We're going to Chipotle. It looks amazing, in my opinion. And that's fine. And it will just have a bit of moisture for a time. Because the thing is, if I just diffused it, it's just going to go puffy. And I think this is great. And it's looking, have you seen that? It looks amazing. In school, when we were like 13, 14, you know, you did like careers. Because they're trying to like make sure you go into the right career and get a job. And it's so funny because you used to do these questionnaires like on a computer. And mine used to come up. It was so funny. It would come up, hairdresser or marine. And then my two things, I'm like, Dream, if I didn't do this, I would have loved to have gone into some kind of service because I'm like, I think it's so cool.
Yeah, you would have been a good Marine because you're before you had your hair transplant, you had the look.
Yeah, exactly. I just shave it off, right? Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah. Isn't it amazing?
Who did it?
Big time.
Oh, guy in New York.
There's a guy here.
Nah, you need to go to New York. No video. I can't have Alison see another girl pull on my hair.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't it amazing?
Holy cow, you really have a hair transplant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, if you look at
Because it came from
you'll see.
Well, I can tell.
the early videos.
I had the like.
No.
There's a, you can tell. Like,
This guy's
But
amazing.
that's awesome.
And it all came from the back.
If you go
Individually.
on his Instagram and really go back,
Wow.
he actually videotaped the whole process.
The whole process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of guys that are going to Turkey.
See, Turkey is the thing, and you can do it. Do you know what? Flying to Turkey, having it done and coming back.
Right?
It's expensive, but it's going to be cheaper than if you went to, say, New York. But I would never risk it. I would say pay the extra 7,000 to 10,000, whatever it is, and get it done right. Because you do it once. I went in one day. It's amazing.
And it grows and everything like your.
Yes, this is all hair transplant. All of this hair, and they take them out individually. They drill out the follicles in the back, and that's why I use youth juice because it keeps it like healthy. Because that hair can get like wiry sometimes, so it's like the best.
How long ago did you have that done?
Like, oh, hang on, so it's coming up to 2 years. Because I had it done in December. Because it's the only time I had a break when I could actually like take the time out. I went on my own. It was fine. I just got an Uber home that night. Took some Valium, went to sleep, woke up and was like fine. And then the day after, I went and got a haircut that I wasn't allowed to do. And then, yeah, just flew home. And that was it.
Yeah, it was all done by a robotic laser.
Yeah, a robot drills them out, but then real people put them back in. Yeah. He's the best. So if you have any customers that want to go to the best, they have to go to Dr. Wolfeld, without question. He's one of the best in the world at this procedure. Any other questions on any of the other products? So let me just, I'll explain something very quick. You know about the shampoo, that's amazing, obsessed. You've got your 2 conditioners, then obviously you've got your money mask, which is like genius. So I use Money Mist on everybody, hands down. But then your cocktails, they are a fundamental part of your styling, okay? So whatever you're doing to the hair, so if you've got breakage, always kale. If you've got fine hair, carbs. If you've got rough textured hair, coconut. And you do all of that before you use anything else, before you use your extra large, before you use your Dreamcoat, you know, so that's what's really, really important. And when you use that Dreamcoat, you've got to saturate it in. Like you got to drench the hair in it. It's going to feel like you're using too much, but you're not. The more you use, well, you saw when we did your hair, right? The more you use, the better results you'll get. And your hair looked like glass when we did it, like real glassy. So really saturate that in. Every 3rd to 4th wash. The curly one you use every time, but the others, 3rd to 4th wash. So when your client comes in and use all that product and they've got that incredible looking hair, then you can explain, you can explain to them and say, hey, you don't have to reapply it. You can buy it and it's important to have it. You know, I think Dreamcoat, sells 1 every 5 seconds worldwide. Like, there's a lot of people buying Dreamcoat like all the time. You like it, Miss Curly Whirly? It's good. Yeah, it's doing its thing.
And it feels great.
Yeah, it feels amazing and looks amazing. Yeah.
It's looking even better.
I told you in an hour, like, it'll be perfection.
I know, I felt that earlier.
So it's not like crunchy or
Mhm.
anything. It feels really
No, it's
good.
gorgeous.
It looks like it's soft.
Mhm.
It is.
It's like really controlled. So it
No,
feels
he
great.
said Dreamcoat Curly and extra large on mine.
Yeah. Extra large. If you're diffusing it into your natural wave, try it.
So show me exactly what you used on mine.
Okay. So we did. You don't need the Snag free.
I'm gonna take pictures.
Okay. So you're literally everything in Curl Wow bar the Snag free.
And like tomorrow, whenever I wake up,
Dreamcoat for curly hair.
Dreamcoat for curly hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one, definitely. But any other questions, guys? This was great, by the way. I had so much fun. It was awesome to come here. And then you got the Raise the Root as well. Raise the Root is when you're going for more of like an extreme volume. And then you got the root cover up. Do you guys sell this?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you do? You might not have seen it. I'm going to show you something really quick. Look, real quick on your hair.
Oh, yeah, my hair. I got roots for days.
Oh my God, look, this one looks like it's got a bit bashed up in transit. This is the warmer tone. You're kind of in between the blonde and the platinum, but I'm going to use the blonde in your hair real quick. So look, so you can actually take it and look. Rich will go crazy. I didn't do that on his camera. You see? So you can actually pop a little. You can just pop a little, like a little blender money piece in.
Now I look refreshed.
Yes, exactly. But just remember, you want to show this to your customers before they have their hair colored. Like when they got those grays, just match their shade.
That's what Miss Florence has. Or uses.
Oh my God, it's amazing. Honestly, we used to sell so much. Your clients will literally, you will be shocked. If you start showing your customers before their color, you will be shocked at how much you sell. You'll be like, what is going on here? Because they don't realize something like that exists. So they might be using something crappy from like CVS. And suddenly you show them this miracle and they're like, oh my God, what is this miracle? All right, Rich.
Any other questions?
When is Rich leaving?
What is that? Pop or pop and lock?
Pop and lock. For finishing flyaways,
Okay.
smoothing through the ends. If you've done like a wavy look and you're just like finishing it, that's what I use pop and lock for. And you can also use it on wet hair for blow drying as well.
A lot or a little?
What's that?
A lot or a little?
A little.
Okay.
Little goes a long way
Okay.
because it's quite concentrated. I love the stuff.